So a couple of days ago, at the time of this recording, Amazon announced their brand new Kindles. There are 3 of them. One of them is just called the Kindle, which, by the way, the Kindle that was essentially the Kindle 3 is now the Kindle keyboard. It's not being replaced. So you have a brand new Kindle. You have this one, the Kindle Touch, which I'm going to be talking about. And then you have the Kindle Fire. The Kindle Fire, I think, is going to be the one that's going to be receiving the most press. Especially considering if you go to linux4devices.com and scroll down from the top, at some point you'll be able to see an article that talks about the Amazon Kindle Fire being the first true fork of Android, and they're expecting it to cause some unrest in the Android community. But that's for another video. Anyway, Amazon Kindle Touch. Let's compare this to the Barnes & Noble Nook Simple Touch. Let's take the $149 price point of both. So what do you get with the Kindle Touch that you don't get with the Nook? Well, you don't get audio output with the Nook. For me, this is a big downer because my vision is such to where if I enlarge it large enough, I can read it fine. But at the same time, on my iPhone sometimes, if I'm browsing the web, I will deliberately turn on the screen reader and have it read some web pages to me. It's better than trying to see the web page, with how small it is. And a lot of times, zooming in on such a small screen can make navigation that much more tedious. So it's the same thing with the Amazon Kindle Touch. So it's got the audio output. It's got 3G. You can't even get 3G on the Barnes & Noble Nook. It's got, as far as being a student's e-reader, I think it's got something that the Nook does not have, won't have, and I think is going to be a fantastic feature. Let's say on the Kindle Touch you are studying Shakespeare and you're reading one of their plays and you don't know who a certain character is. One of his plays and you don't know who a certain character is. You can actually activate a feature called X-Ray. X-Ray is going to allow you to see how many times that character appears in the book. It will also allow you to dig up a Wikipedia article on that character. Now, are you going online for this? No, you are not. The article is locally cached. This also works with concepts, which is basically, like I said, it's going to be perfect for textbook use. The Amazon Kindle Touch, in addition to the X-Ray feature, it has its own email address. Why would you want that? Well, as an example, before I had a thumb drive that would adequately handle my iMac's limited power requirements that I use for printing, I would email myself my work to print out. The same thing is true here. You can email yourself documents. You can sideload documents, including Microsoft Office 2007, Microsoft Office 2003. I believe it works with TXT files. You can read web documents. You can just get all that on there by emailing yourself to the device itself with its own email address. That, again, is something you cannot get on the Kindle. On the Nook. You just can't get it. Other than that, the two are neck and neck. The final thing that I think separates between the two of them is build quality. From the looks of it, the Kindle looks like a much better built device. The back housing is metal, and I think the front housing looks like it might be metal as well. I don't know for sure, just from the look of it. and seeing it in action. It looks to me like it's going to be either metal or very, very high quality plastic. There's one final thing that differentiates the two besides what I've already talked about. And we already covered the X-ray feature. We've covered the email address. We've covered the fact that for the same price as the Nook Simple Touch, you can get 3G on the Kindle, which you can't even get on the Nook Simple Touch. Oh, cloud services. You can also back everything up to the cloud, and it's completely free for all Amazon content. I'm not sure if Barnes & Noble has this feature or not. But one other differentiator, and this is an important one, word is that the Nook touchscreen actually locks up after a while. Now, yes, you've got physical buttons to supplement it, but let me tell you something. I can't even see where those darn things are. And also, if you have the tactile buttons under your fingertips, it looks to me like it could be the same problem as the original Kindle, which is that you'd be pushing buttons by mistake. So I'd say that of the two for academic use, the Kindle would be perfect. And also, I talked to you about the issues with the buttons. Well, how else do you navigate pages on the Nook? You have to swipe left and right, correct? Well, not the case on the Kindle Touch. The Kindle Touch, you tap on the right side of the screen to go to the next page, left side to go to previous. You don't swipe, you just tap. And you tap on the top of the bottom to bring up the menu. So what do you guys think of the new Nook Touch? I think that for the price, if you want to knock off the 3G, I forgot to mention, speaking of price, if you want to knock off the 3G, you can have the Nook Touch for $50 less than you. I'm sorry, you can have the Kindle Touch for $50 less than you can the Nook Simple Touch, because the touch-only Kindle is $99. Now, how do they get it down to $99? This is the one caveat that some people might have about this. You have to put up with advertisements, but you can go into the settings and customize it so that the advertisements meet your needs, your wants. Let's go back to the student situation. If it comes time for you to get some new textbooks, there might be some deals for you. Finally, and this has to do with the case on the Amazon Kindle is one that has a built-in light. And if you can see these ridges here along the side of the device, up here at the top and the bottom, I thought those were buttons. They're not. They're contacts for the case, because what happens is the case will draw on power from the Kindle to power the reading light. In contrast, the reading light on the Nook Simple Touch is a separate device entirely, and you must use watch batteries, and it only lasts a handful of hours. So, again, I think that's another hit against the Nook, and another thing in favor of the new Kindle. So I think that Amazon's really got a good thing going here. So it'll be interesting to see what people say. But the main win-wins for me are that X-ray feature, the Amazon Cloud service, which means easy backup, the X-ray feature especially, the 3G for $150. Again, same price as the Nook Simple Touch. You can't get 3G on the Nook. And to sweeten it up even more, it's global 3G. So if you're a student who studies abroad, you don't need to worry about whether or not you're going to be able to get a signal in your favorite cafe. If you can't get a Wi-Fi signal, if you can get 3G coverage, you're good. What do you guys think of the Nook Simple Touch? The Kindle Touch. I personally cannot wait to try this thing out. And I apologize for stumbling on my words. It's just that you have the Kindle Touch and the Nook Simple Touch. It's quite easy to get them twisted with your tongue. Thank you for watching. Comments are welcome, and have a nice day.